Hey, hello and welcome to another bullet journal video. This week I have the plan with me for December. Hopefully, seeing as how I'm recording this on the 20th of November, which gives me 10 days to get it up before the end of the month. Hopefully you will actually see this before we arrive in December. So thanks for joining me and let's get started. Okay then, so this is what November looked like in my bullet journal. If you remember, I did the theme of Movember, which is effectively Men's Health Month, if you like. You can still donate to that charity. I'll put the link in the description box below, and you can also check out on their website the details, if you didn't watch my previous plan with me, the details of the charity, the movement and what it's all about. But this was my monthly spread. You can kind of see here how ridiculously busy November has been for me, hence why there haven't been a great deal of videos, and in fact actually the end of October was quite busy as well. No, December is going to probably be even more insane, so that's going to be fun. So that was my monthly. This is my habit tracker. I kind of really like how this layout is working for me, so I'm going to stick with it, but I am going to change a couple of these habits. This one in particular is around only having 3 meals a day and not snacking effectively, and I feel like this isn't, I mean, you can kind of see it totally isn't working for me. It's not working at all for me, so I am going to change the attitude of that, if you like, and instead of it being around I'm going to have 3 meals a day, I'm going to make it I'm not going to snack, if that makes sense. It's a very subtle change, and hopefully it will help, if you like, because you know, it's all about mindset. This one I'm also not doing very well on, especially this month. I think I did better in October, which is about having 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. I have, you can kind of see here in this past week, decided to mark off where I get 4 portions, and there would have been previous days when that would have been possible, or when I achieved 4 portions I didn't colour it in because I wasn't tracking it in that way. So I'm going to try that and actually try kind of encouraging myself by saying, okay, I've managed to get halfway or most of the way there, hence that. The sleep, there's a change here from the previous month. So in October I was colouring this in as a 4 box if I got 7 hours of sleep, but what I'm actually aiming for is 8 hours of sleep. So what I've decided to do is colour in the 4 box if I get 8 hours, and colour in a half box if I get 7 hours. This month hasn't actually gone that brilliantly for sleep. For some reason I am fairly consistent, or up until this month I'm usually fairly consistent getting at least 7 hours sleep a night. But there's been some things going on. My menu spread, which I'm pretty sure people will be familiar with. Something to note here, you can kind of see this mess. So for this month, instead of using my normal fountain pen, which is a TWSBI Eco, I've been using this, which is a cross fountain pen. I can't remember what the what variety it is, but it's got a medium nib, which is actually quite like a heavy amount of ink, so it puts a lot of ink down on the page, which then takes a little bit extra time to dry, and particularly in the beginning of the month I forgot all the time and ended up smudging it, and in fact you'll see in the weeklies where I've done that a few times as well. This is a lovely pen, by the way. This is an absolutely gorgeous fountain pen. I think my husband bought it for me for Christmas one year quite a while ago, and I very rarely use it because of the medium nib, and in fact I do wonder sometimes if maybe I should change the nib size, because I tend to use it for like use my fountain pens for writing quite small in my bullet journal, and the thicker nib isn't as good for that, but it's so nice to write with. So that's my menu. Then on to my weekly spreads. Now, the last time you'll have seen this, I had 2 empty boxes, and we talked about how I was going to bring the Movember theme into the weekly spreads, and you can kind of see how I've done that. this was pretty much the only week. I think there might have been one more week where I used these. This is a set of rubber stamps. Hang on one sec. So this is a set of rubber stamps from, I think, from Do Crafts. They are acrylic cling stamps. And I happen to have this kicking about, and I sort of vaguely remembered buying it and thought, actually this lends itself really well to the theme because there's a couple of moustaches. There's actually 3, so it was my kind of intention to use that more through the weekly spreads, and actually I didn't really end up using it a lot, but it was kind of fun anyway, certainly fun in this spread. But yeah, so this was how I brought in the Movember theme. You'll see this in this week. This was last week, and you can see I used the stamps a bit here, not so much this is this current week, and you'll see next week I haven't done anything with this yet, but I've got that space held, and I've got my so these are printed images. Basically all I did was I collected some images from the internet of famous statues and monuments of people, and then drew moustaches on them like you used to in school, and man alive, that was fun, and so easy to do as well. You know, I mean, check out David's curly tash there. So that was immense fun, and you know, a really great way to bring a design element into a spread very easily. You can kind of see as well that I sort of changed the actual layout around a little bit. So this week I gave myself specific space and found that there really wasn't quite enough on a couple of the days. This week I gave myself specific space but spread it out a bit more, whereas the week that we're coming to an end of now, you can kind of see that I've stuck in up to Saturday. Today's Saturday, and I'm literally using the space as I need it, and that's probably what I will do next week as well. This is very easy to do. I just drew in the borders, gave it a little header here, used this space as the kind of main to-do list, and then use these as like the daily to-do lists, and that's working really well. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to carry on doing this sort of thing for the weeklies / dailies in December. I might kind of just see how things go. So yeah, so there you go. So that will be the last spread for this week, and then we go over the page, and this is going to be December. So let's get started drawing that out. Okay then, so before we actually move into sketching this out, drawing this out, let's go through the colour palette. So I have my 4 Tombow Fudenosuke, no, my 4 Tombow dual tip brush markers. You'll have to forgive the lighting yet again. It has been very gloomy this afternoon, and in fact it is now 4:15 in the afternoon, and I've been caught out because it's already gone dark. So apologies for the weird lighting and the fact that these colours don't come across quite so well on the camera. Hopefully when I edit this it will actually look better than it does on the preview on the camera itself. But anyway, so these are the 4 colours. This is my colour palette. I wanted to do something that was fairly Christmassy, but not like a totally traditional Christmas palette. So instead of going for sort of red and green, what we've got is we've got a pink, we've got a green, a blue, and then kind of this beige tone, and they look really nice together. So the pink is a Tombow 703, the green is 296, the blue is I think 452. You'll have to believe me on that because as you can see, this is one of my most used colours. I think it was one of the first ones that I got, so the numbers rubbed off. And then this beige colour is 990. So we've got those 4 colours going on. I've also got some kind of complementary-ish glittery washi tape. So this tape is from a set of 10, I think it was, that I was given for Christmas one year by a friend, because my friend's awesome. And it came from The Works, I think it was, in the UK. Obviously no guarantees that this same set or something like it is available in The Works, because this was a couple of years ago now when I was given these. But I've got a pink, I've got the green, and I've got the blue as well. It kind of tone. They're not entirely the same colours, but they're sort of close enough. so I might use these as well. And then on hand I have my trusty Pigma Microns and my Fudenosuke brush markers as well, should I need them. So I'm not sure which sizes I'm going to use. Probably I'll end up using a 02 or a 03 in the Pigma Microns for like drawing stuff out, and then I might very well bring in the Fudenosuke for maybe some of the curly bits, shall we say, because I kind of have an idea about what I'm going to do. So yeah, so there we go, that's all the tools. Just to kind of talk through the theme again, I wanted to do something that was fairly festive and Christmassy, but not overly so. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. So I will hand you over to the music. I'll shut up because I've talked far too much, yeah, follow along with me. Okay, so there we go, that is it done. I might come back in and tinker with the fonts, the headings and stuff, and maybe add some like white gel pen, and I might do that with the little characters as well. But overall I'm pretty happy with where we are. So this is the monthly spread. We've got the same kind of list style that I did for November. This is particularly good when I've got quite a lot going on and where there might be multiple things on any given day. So with December potentially being quite busy, I thought I'd stick with this layout. Then I've got my currently loving, listening, watching and reading list, and in fact I've realised that I have forgotten to give my listenings their little, oops, so we'll do that. And then I've got my next month. So I actually don't know how busy my January is at the moment. I am completely unaware of it, so filling that out is going to give me a bit of sight. Then the characters at the bottom, in case you haven't figured it out already from the video, the kind of theme that I've gone for is these little kind of gnome sort of characters, and lots of sort of festive lights, just with this kind of slightly different colour palette. And I don't know about the rest of the world. In the UK we call these guys gonks. I think that this is from what little I've been able to gather from the brief research I did, these basically we call them gonks in the UK because there was I hesitate to say toy, there was a thing in the 60s or 70s I think, which was like little furry characters with like googly eyes. So not like these at all, but anyway, the name seems to stuck. As far as I can tell, I don't think anywhere else in the world calls them gonks. They are effectively like a Scandinavian character. It's something a bit like a sort of mischievous sort of house elf. So a bit of a kind of slightly naughty pixie, a bit like Elf on the Shelf. But I love them. I think they're adorable and they're cute. They originated, I think, from Scandinavia, from like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and they have various different names. I think in Danish and maybe Finland they're called Nissa, and in Sweden they're called, I want to say Tonte or Tonte, and then I think in Norway might be Nissa, and then one of the other countries calls them Tontu. And I know that my pronunciations will be absolutely tragic, and I apologise to anybody who is a Scandinavian language speaker, that my accent, my pronunciation is probably way off. But essentially these little characters have originated in Scandinavia, and they're kind of like naughty little Christmas elves, and I think they're freaking adorable. So I decided to use them in this spread. So there we go, they will pop up all over. There is my menu spread, then I've got my habits, and again I've forgotten to draw in the icons for my habits, I apologise, but you can kind of see what I'm doing with the theme here. It's sort of repeating the little characters and the sort of strings of lights, and I've kind of generally speaking kept the strings of lights using the pink, just so that because it kind of works with the spread as far as I'm concerned anyway. Then I've got my gifting spread. This is effectively so that I can keep track of the gifts that I've bought and the people that I need to purchase for. I think I should be able to fit everything on this spread. Effectively what I've got is I've got a column for the recipient of the gift, a column for the gift itself, then this will be the column for when it's purchased, this will be when it's delivered or when I've got it in my hands basically, and then when I've wrapped it, and then when I've given it. And this I've done as kind of similar spreads in the past, and it works really well for me. These three little guys are probably my favourite, with the guy in the middle with the little gift. I think they worked out really, really well. This is my Christmas movies watch list. So I have a total of 20 movies to watch, and I have no idea how I'm going to fit them all in, but we have already started. We watched Bad Santa last night before last. So we're on the way. So effectively what I've done is I've printed out the just on normal printer paper, just printed out the like DVD covers or the movie posters, and stuck them in. And yes, that was an absolute pain to do because they're so dinky and small, and I kind of wish I was originally going to do like 3 columns, and I realised that what I actually should have done was made them slightly bigger and done the 4 columns like this. But anyway, they are tiny, and I bet that in the main you won't be able to recognise which movies these are, so I'll run through them. So I've got Nightmare Before Christmas, Home Alone, and I will probably watch Home Alone 2 as well, Elf, Jingle All the Way, Deck the Halls, Muppets Christmas Carol, which I am already booked in to go and watch with the live orchestra performance with one of my best friends and her mum and my mum. We're going to go and see it together. Polar Express, Love Actually, Miracle on 34th Street, and Santa Claus the movie. Then I've got Die Hard, and if you don't think it's a Christmas movie, fight me. Bad Santa, Gremlins, Scrooged, Christmas Chronicles, which I watched when it first came out, and I haven't watched the second one, so I'll probably watch the follow-up as well. But I really liked the first one. I just didn't get to watch either of them last year, which was kind of sad. Then I've got, these are kind of like new to me watches, so I've got the Santa Claus, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that's the Jim Carrey version, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to either stream it or watch it on broadcast. The Holiday, Last Christmas, and Home Sweet Home Alone. So these are movies that I may get to. I'd quite like to watch them. They're either recommendations that people have given me or ones that have come out recently that I'm kind of curious about to see if they're any good. And my intention with the spread is I've got the light strings in between each column, and you can see what I've done here. I will draw a light on the string for each movie that I watch. So for example, Home Alone, if I do manage to get to watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2, then I will put 2 lights on the string for it, and then these ones in the middle, I'll either kind of put it on the middle string or put it on the adjacent strings, depending on how the spacing works out. And it's basically the light that is adjacent to the movie cover or movie poster shows that that's one that I've watched. So hopefully I'll get through all of these. I will certainly get through this column. These are like my absolute favourite watches. Probably get through all of this column as well. Probably get through some of these, maybe not all of them, and then we'll see how many of these I get to watch. But you know, it's Christmas time, and if you're not watching Christmas movies, what even are you doing? Then the final spread for the month for December and for Christmas is my Christmas Doodle spread. So in previous years, if you've watched any of my other Christmas spread videos or bullet journal December videos, previous years what I've done is I've drawn out 31 doodles for the whole month and then coloured them in as I've gone. And I've decided this year to do something slightly different. So hang on one sec. I will just get out my inspiration journal and find the relevant page. So I'm kind of going for this sort of idea. This was something that was done on Stationery Pal, was put on Stationery Pal, obviously with multiple colours and with floral doodles. So I'm kind of doing a similar sort of thing, or trying to do a similar sort of thing. I've got 31, I hope I've counted them right. I've got 31 splodges of colour. Using just the neutral, because obviously it's a bit easier to draw over the top of, and then I will add a doodle for every day of the month, and hopefully having the space for them will help me to keep on track with this. So I'm probably not going to get to them like every single day, but we'll see how it turns out, and I'm sure that I will get although I won't draw a doodle every day, I will get to a point where I've got all the doodles for the day. And that is it, basically. I haven't put in any weeklies yet because I haven't decided how I'm going to do them. You will see these little gonk characters showing up all over the place, I'm sure. They're really, really easy to draw. You probably saw me drawing them out. They are absolutely so cute. So, yeah. that is the spread for December, the setup for December and also for Christmas. Yeah, if you let me know what you're doing in your bullet journal, if you're doing any particular spreads for the Christmas or festive period, and also let me know what movies you're going to watch or what movies you're not going to watch, or if you disagree with me that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, let's have a conversation in the comments. I hope that you've enjoyed this spread. Come back next month and have a look and see how it turned out when it was all filled in. I really appreciate you taking the time, as always, to join me for this plan with me, and I will catch you again in a month's time, if not before. Thanks very much, really appreciate it. Bye.